Israel. What nation in the earth is that people Israel? And who is more excellent than his neighbor Israel? To whom then will he liken God or compare the God of Israel? He showed his word unto Jacob, statutes and judgments to Israel. He hath not dealt so with any other nation Israel. So don't avenge no direct question against the children of Israel. Just love thy neighbor as thyself. Be united Israel. Praise the Lord of hosts, the most high in Christ. Israel, Israel, we are a world not ashamed or confounded Israel. We are beloved, we are changed, we've been chosen Israel. We will be the head and not the tail Israel. He will give us all a new name, he'll proclaim it. The Most High and Christ will live in Israel. Our abiding citizens will instill Israel. Those that endure to the very end shall be saved. Put away that old man and be not afraid.
Shalom, shalom, y'all. We're gonna get ready to start in a little bit. Most High Christ bless. I talked about Mr. Charles Barkley. He said he only want to have a good job. I talked about Mr. Richard Spencer. I don't know if y'all know about a brother out here in by University of Maryland. He got killed the other day. He was an Army lieutenant, black brother. Was killed by one of Mr. Richard Spencer's followers. What's going on, brother Benjamin? Shalom, bro. Shalom. Shalom, Sister J. So we're going to talk about that a little bit, go over a couple things, obviously go over the scriptures. You know that. Shalom, brother Demetrius. What's going on? As always, before we get started, y'all go to the website, www.rubenbenisrael.com. Go get your tickets, man. Get your tickets. www.rubenbenisrael.com. That's REUBENBENISRAEL. So it's BEN twice. Definitely go on the website, man. Go get that. If you haven't already, get one of the first children books that came out, one of the kids' children books. A lot of good information in here, obviously. You still, yes, sir, Mr. Benjamin. I still do need you to do some pictures for this animated movie. Any plans to come to Tampa or Orlando? Yes, we was trying to come out there. As of right now, we're going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. That's the closest I'm going to be at as of right now. And that's going to be July 6th. That's that date for that ticket. So y'all got enough time to definitely get those tickets. Don't procrastinate, though. Get the tickets, man. Let's get this stuff done. You know, I got to have a couple more good songs to get ourselves together. But we, like I said, we're going to talk about Mr. Charles Barkley, Mr. Richard Simmons. Who else? Mr. Sean Arbeski, Mr. Richard Collins. All these names got something that correlate together. So we're going to speak on that today, people. We're going to report the real news because you're not hearing it nowhere, obviously. We're gonna bring out the scriptures on it. We gotta start loving each other again, y'all. It's time to shut it down. I'll be right back. Give me a second.
This big, we ain't gonna play with you. We the prophets of the Most High. We out in these streets with these scriptures. We preach and teach. Repent or die. I ain't giving up for nobody. Not my mother, not my father, not even my wife. The Bible told me be strong in the Lord. I can't fool better, more yellow. That's right. I ain't never been weak. No, not my type. Got war goals, my belief, still my fight. Got my own issues. Lord, make the way. Like while I sleep, my soul at peace. I'm right. This is my time, so I got to do right. Work to the end, and the price is my life. Do all I can do and do all for Christ. Gave me my lamp, and my lamp will shine bright in the day and the night. If you ain't trying to hear, cool.
Your boy Esau, he gonna get this.
Ready for the promises, I'm about to fall real soon. Isaiah 14 on the stone, but we out here for you.
The biblical Jews.
Blacks and Hispanics and Indians too. Bringing out the Bible, because the Bible be the proof. There's a war going on, and our weapons the truth. Trust that.
And as always, if y'all have questions or anything y'all want brought up, always bring the stuff up. Send me an email. Seen the Israelite that got pulled over and then apply on verse 13. Nah, brother Benson, I ain't send that. I ain't see it, but send me the email. So I can definitely look at that. And I definitely will report on it. You share my email address, right? If not, just let me know and I'll just go ahead and say it. That's another thing, man. A lot of brothers are not applying Romans 13. Like Rocky said, his wife said, you can't win. You can't beat these people, man. You can't beat them. Yeah, I'm sorry if that's doing that to Brother Demetrius. You know, I just started doing this this live feed stuff, so I'm still kind of learning it. So if it's going in and out, y'all don't definitely I apologize. But that's why y'all gotta support the movie and support everything so we can get better equipment.
And you don't want this battle, boy. No, I'm telling you, you don't want this battle, boy. Got Christ in attendance who's dwelling within it, so them lies that you teach ain't gonna get handled.
You got my number though, right, Brother Benjamin? I think you got my cell phone. So you shared it though, so I'm if you already shared it, Brother Benjamin, I'm gonna go on your page. It should be on your Facebook, right? I think I'm gonna go in there and definitely look at it. Shalom, sis. Most High Christ bless. We're gonna get ready to start in a second. We're on YouTube as well, so.
So I'm gonna stay up on the path. Just keeping these laws is the answer. In the space of an hour.
Oh, by the way, I know y'all probably know about this, but you might not. 2014, KKK sent out a petition to purge African Americans or Judites, who we call them. Over 2 million. They got over 2 million signatures. So it's not a game, man. It's real. This stuff is real talk. Stuff ain't no game, man. Okay, all praises, bro. On me. Drop again on me. We'll put this one up there. Hold on. These burning books, man. Hold on for 1 second, Facebook. That's better. Let's check this out. All right. All right, everybody. Shalom. Most High Christ bless. Welcome again. As always, like we always like to do, you have to show the proof. I always try to show y'all this book. If you still haven't got it, I don't know what's going on with you. I always definitely try to show you this book, give you some history. As of right now, as y'all know already, we know we the Israelites according to the Bible. But what we don't know is that our slave brothers and sisters, our forefathers also said the same thing. So in the same book on page 7, it says, Sam White's master. Sam White, once again, was an Israelite brother who knew he was an Israelite. Okay. It says Sam White's master, Richard Randolph, had offered a radical answer to Jefferson's memorial dilemma. He denied that any dilemma existed. Randolph was not content to restore to his slaves their God-given freedom. He also called for them to receive 400 acres of land on which to build new lives as independent men and women. This is what they so-called master did. Watch this. When Randolph's family carried out his will in 1810, after years of delay, they didn't really want to give this land to them because they knew what was going to happen. They knew someone like us would find out about this book, will find out about this information and put it out there. So once again, when Randolph's family carried out his will in 1810, after years of delay, his ex-slaves gave the name Israel Hill to their new home in the rolling terrain of Prince Edward County. We were just out there not too long ago. That's out in Virginia. By the way, watch this though. This is the most important part. This is the key point. They called themselves Israelites. Again, the slaves called themselves Israelites. And I'll keep telling y'all, it's a guy out on the internet that I don't know if y'all can see it. I'm trying to make sure y'all get it good for the YouTube. So y'all know what we're reading is real. And it's in a history book. It's also in the Bible. But, you know, like I said, we got to bring out these other books in order to prove to some people that the Bible is a true book. Like I said, it's a guy out there and on the internet saying how no slaves called themselves Israelites or whatever. But we just read it. What can he say to that? Here's the book right here, brother. I don't know if you can see it. Again, this is the book. Here it is as well. And like I told y'all before, I actually talked to the descendant of Mr. Sam White. I talked to his family. You know, they know about the Israelites, of course. She was telling me, I remember one time she was telling me that, you know, I don't really think that they were calling themselves Israelites as it pertains to what y'all do. I said, man, you know, I understand the fear because we all have fear. A lot of people have fear knowing you're an Israelite. People have fear that. I understand that, but you know, you got to wake up to the truth. And the truth is they knew who they were. They called their town Israel Hill. They called themselves Israelites. Let's get to the subject at hand. Mr. Charles Barkley. I don't know if y'all seen the interview. I'm not going to post it because of restrictions. And the reason why I say that, you know how the government is. They sue you. So I'm going to tell you what to go to or what to type. What you want to type in is Charles Barkley meets with Richard Spencer. Now, Richard Spencer is an alt-right leader. He formed this group in 2008. That's when he actually formed this group. A white supremacist, but he's a white supremacist. I'm gonna go through a couple things about him. He had a lot of things to say. Okay, I'm gonna tell you one thing that he said. He's very honest. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. Richard Spencer, who was the alt-right leader, very honest man. And y'all gonna see later on correlates with Sean Urbisky. Now I'm gonna tell you how to spell that name. Now this the brother. This is the Edomite that just killed the brother, lieutenant in the army. 4 days ago. He killed him 4 days ago at University of Maryland. Okay, the name of that guy name is Sean Sean Urbisky, Urbanski. Type in his name. I'm pretty sure Richard Collins is going to come up. You're going to see the information on that. That's not over in the news right now. So certain key things that might hit it, but they're not going to hit it the way we're going to hit it according to these scriptures. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a little bit about Mr. Richard Spencer. We're going to bring out these scriptures, and we're going to talk about Mr. Charles Barkley because he finally found out. And I'm not going to, excuse my word, I'm going to say it. Mr. Charles Barkley found out that he a nigga. That's what Richard Spencer basically told him. You still a nigga. I don't care how much money you have. You a nigga to me. And that's what it is. That's the type of world that we live in. So I wrote down a couple of notes from Mr. Richard Spencer, the alt-right leader. Now, again, Sean Urbisky followed that man. Now, I think that YouTube page is actually taken down now. They have an article. Let me get this article real quick. Where It was by the FBI is actually investigating them as of right now. So for the YouTubers and for Facebook, the FBI is now investigating this as a hate crime. I mean, you know, it was a hate crime in the beginning. The guy, Sean Urbisky, who follows Richard Spencer, told Richard, if you knew what was good for you, move to the left. You know, the guy, they said the guy looked at him puzzled, who was also a lieutenant in the military. He's about to graduate from Bowie University tomorrow. Today's Wednesday, so he's about to graduate tomorrow. It was like 3 a.m. He was with two of his friends, an Asian woman and a white male. And the guy looked at him puzzled, like, no, I'm not moving. They said he stuck him. Bam, bam, bam. Stuck him and then ran. The group that he follows, now this is allegedly. I don't want to get in trouble. So they said this is allegedly what happened. The group that he did follow, the alt-right group, who is also the leader, is Richard Spencer. Again, like I told you, they come together, they correlate together. It says that their Facebook group is despicable. It shows extreme bias against women, members of Jewish faith, and Americans. Now, the reason why that's so important, again, is we keep telling y'all, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, y'all are the true children of Israel. Y'all the ones that's going to fit the curses. It's funny to me that when they was talking with Charles, when Richard Spencer was talking with Charles Barkley, he said that, the USA is a white country, which it is. The scriptures speak about that in Job 9:24, that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The USA is a white country, straight up. The brother even said, or the Edomite even said, yeah, it's still a white country. Look at the boards. Look at the boards of education, the boards of education, the boards of these corporations. Who runs it? He said, we run it. He said, this is a white country. He said that we dominate. This was the key thing that he said. It was funny. And Charles Barkley was his face. If you would have seen it, you got to see this interview. Again, type in Charles Barkley meets Richard Spencer. You got to type in. He had another brother with him. I think he was an attorney, but you got to type it in. Y'all got to see this, man. Y'all got to get this information so y'all know what type of people we dealing with right now. But anyway, they was talking about, yeah, you enslaved us. That's what you did. So now they want to pull out like, yeah, we black folk, we hard. When the white boy tell them like, look, you a nigga. That's basically what he told them. Then they want to say, nah, you enslaved us. And the white guy said, yeah, we did enslave y'all. He said, only thing is we did it better than everybody. Look at this interview, man. Y'all might think I'm making these words up. Look at this interview. He said that Charles Barkley face, that was him telling Charles Barkley, you a nigga. I don't care what you think you are. He even did the smooth words when he first met Charles Barkley. He said, oh, man, I get to meet Charles Barkley. Barkley thought that was sweet. Oh, because I played a little basketball, I shot a little hoops. I'm good. No, I don't work with real white supremacy, man. That don't work, and it ain't going to work with them. They don't care nothing about that. So that's what he told us. So that was one thing he said. And then so Charles Barkley asked him, and the attorney said, well, do you believe that, believe in white privilege? He said, yeah, I believe in white privilege. I believe that is wonderful. He said it should be like that. Now, one thing that he did say that I will agree with, one thing he said was about mixing races. He's like, no, you shouldn't do that. Now, the Bible speaks of that, too. And like I said, we're going to get scriptures a little later. But he did say that, Charles Barkley was just so offended. He's like a little, in fact, I wrote it down. In fact, the attorney brother, in fact, this is exactly, and like I said, you got to go look at it again. Type in on YouTube or whatever, type in Charles Barkley meets Richard Spencer. You're going to see everything I'm telling you is factual. There's no flaws in this. The brother said to Charles Barkley, the Edomite said to the attorney, the attorney said, well, I want to have the three values: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This is exactly what he did, y'all. He said, whoo. He said, that sounds so faggy. He sound like a faggot. That's what he told him. So I'm sitting here like, he's talking to these so-called strong black men, and they still trying to be accepted with America. In fact, he asked them. He asked Charles Barkley clearly. So what you want? You want to be like white people? Charles Barkley said yes. Look at the interview, man. Charles Barkley said yes. That's why the title of this is Charles Barkley only wants a good job. Charles Barkley said, yes, I want to be like white people. He said, I want to have a good job, a good family, and watch this, a good dog. Let me say that again. Richard Spencer, Mr. Richard Spencer asked Mr. Charles Barkley, and I'm saying Mr. out of respect because you got to give people respect regardless. At the end of the day, you don't know who these people are. So I'm going to give people respect, but I'm going to still report the facts to you. And the fact is, Mr. Charles Barkley, you need to wake up, brother. So Mr. Richard Spencer asked him very clearly, what, you want to be like white people? He said, yes. I want to have a good family. I want to have a good job, and I want a good dog. And the dude laughed at him. Like, you just dumb. He said, it ain't like that. It ain't going to be like that. You know, so like we always say, few of our people do break out and get that opportunity to, I guess, live that white privileged lifestyle. But at the end of the day, what about his people? Charles Barkley don't care, but that's what I'm going into, right? So a few of them do break out. And just because Charles, I don't know if his wife is white. I think she is, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't know. If I remember, I think she is. But that's not the point about this situation. I try to stay too much away from that because a lot of people think this is hatred. No, this is truth. Watch the interview. You're going to see exactly what I'm telling you, what was said. So, hold on for 1 second. So the brother Charles Barkley asked him, so you don't believe in equality? The white boy Richard Spencer said, no, I don't believe in equality. I think equality is BS. He told the truth. He said we're not equal. We all made different. This is what he's saying. Look through this man interviews. He said we ruled over y'all. Equality is not. It's a bunch of BS. This is what Richard Spencer said. What else did I go? Okay, let me. So now you know what type of person that this Sean Arbisky is following. Again, Sean Arbisky on May 20th at 3 a.m. in the morning stabbed a brother who was about to graduate from Bowie. He was also in the military, a lieutenant in the military. He stabbed him May 20th. Why we don't see this on the news, I don't know. But guess what? We got to report the news to each other there. That's why I tell y'all, send me the information. I'll report it. Send me whatever y'all, if y'all finding out things, send it to me. Like, for example, I got an email about how in 2014, how the KKK signed a petition. They had over 2 million signatures to purge African Americans yearly. Let me say that again, because I didn't say it clear enough. In 2014, look it up, type in. A lot of stuff that y'all hear me say or might hear someone else say, look the information up. Don't take nobody's word for face value. Look it up. Get your own knowledge, get your own information on it. In 2014, the KKK, the one that y'all think is dead, which I remember it was KRS-One said, he said, whatever happened to all those KKK outfits? You don't never find those in thrift stores, but I can find BDUs in thrift stores. Now, so y'all know what BDUs are, that's the old military uniforms. I can find that in thrift stores. You can find old cop uniforms in thrift stores. Why you can't find the KKK uniforms in thrift stores? Because they're hanging up in somebody's closet. They're hanging up in your boss' closet. The lawyers, the attorneys, the doctors, the teachers, even the police officers. Because what y'all know about the history about slavery is this. They used to call them paddy wagons. That's where you get the name patrol or patrol officer from. So what would happen is the real white elite were the slave owners. The ones that they call white trash. I'm not saying you white trash. I don't care. I'm not here for you. So I don't care if you care about that. The ones that they call so-called white trash, they were the ones that were the paddy rollers or the police officers. Look the history up. Read it. And what would they do? They would check you for ID. Sounds familiar? Get pulled over by a cop. Let me see your ID. Let me say that again. This is a little off subject, but I'm going to say this again. Because a lot of you still think you're not enslaved because you got a little bit of so-called freedom. And you don't even know what freedom is. I'm going to give you an example. When America got their liberation from the British, what we get? Emancipation. Now let's look at the word emancipation. Look the word up, emancipation. It's an old business term that means transferring property from private to public. Now, if you look at emancipation as well, and you look a little more in depth, you have a related word that says parole. Parole. I don't know how many of y'all been to jail, but I know every one of us listening and looking right now know somebody that's been to jail. And when they're on parole, what does that mean? Not mess up, or you going back to jail. So when you look at the 13th Amendment and you was emancipated, you so-called blacks or you Hispanics, you wonder why it's so easy for you to go to jail for child support, for jaywalking, for shooting the gun like the Florida lady did to defend herself, for shooting the gun up in the air to scare off the guy. You wonder why you go to jail, because you've been emancipated. You're on parole. What the laws say that you are allowed to be a slave in jail. It's that simple. So to go back to the point about the patty rollers, which that's what they call the slave hunters. I wish I had an image of it now, but it looked just like the sheriff's symbol now, the police symbol. So what they call them now is police officers. Okay. So we are still enslaved. You read the book of 1 Corinthians 4 and verse 11, it tells you that even to this present hour, we're still enslaved. For example, let's give an example that all of us deal with. When you go to school, from grade school, you can get homeschooled, that's fine. But guess what? You still got to take whose tests? Yes, their educational system tests to determine if you're smart enough to go to the next grade. You're not free like you think. And it's only temporary. Let's be honest. This, what we're going through right now, which is hell, and we all said, I'm living in hell. This is temporary. But the Bible speaks about that as well. The Bible speaks about everything. It's too much for me to even sit down and talk to you about what everything the Bible speaks on, because I don't know a quarter of it. I'm trying to learn it myself, but I know enough of it to know who I am. Now, again, this is not for you to go against the system or buck up against the system. Read Romans 13. Again, the King James Version Bible speaks about everything. Romans 13 tells you very clearly to obey those that have rule over you, because God set them up to have rule over you. So don't be disrespectful. Shot why ain't see we built it up. And that's true, as the brother said. He said that we built everything. And that's the funny thing is the brother, Richard Spencer was on Ronald Martin's show. Look, if y'all don't know Ronald Martin is, a bigger brother. And man, there's so much on this guy, man. I want to get on Sean or Biscuit, but I gotta tell you that. So Ronald Martin asked the Richard Spencer guy, the guy that's the head of the alt-right, the one that has a lot of hatred towards blacks and Hispanics. They try to throw in that Jewish stuff in there just to try to make it seem like we're the same. That's how they do. They crafty. The Bible tells you in Ezekiel 28:3 that they wiser than Daniel. Don't get it twisted. Okay. But he asked the guy, he said, "Are you a Christian?" This is Mr. Ronald Martin asked Richard Spencer. Richard Spencer said, "Well, I have like a Christian background, this and that." He said, "What does that mean?" He said, "Yeah, I guess you can say I'm Christian." He said, "You ain't no real Christian." And Richard Spencer said, "Well, if you look at history, the real Christians were the ones that was enslaving your people. So I'm asking you a question. Why are you a Christian?" All Mr. Ronald Martin could say was, those wasn't real Christians. Of course, the guy come right by the window to make the noise. Come on, brother. I mean, I don't get it, man. I'm sorry if it's loud, y'all. Y'all know I'm animated or whatever. I'll be, it's live. So Mr. Ronald Martin looked at him with this disgust, like, but Mr. Richard Spencer said that y'all seen it on that movie. What's the Eddie Murphy, Coming to America? Aha. That's what he did. You not a real Christian. Now, Mr. Sean Urbisky, go on that brother or that Edomite. He's the one. He was a 22-year-old kid. He killed Brother Richard Collins III, Bowie, lieutenant, and he killed him. Again, the brother Richard Collins III was visiting University of Maryland, May 20th, 2017. He was waiting for an Uber car with his friends. It was a young Asian woman and a young white male. Mr. Sean Urbisky, who was a white male, was allegedly to him and said, "If you know what's good for you, move to the left." Very understandably, the brother Richard Collins Said no. Like, this probably didn't face I did. Like, no, why? Bam, bam. Allegedly hit him up, and they ran. Cops called him later. They didn't beat the kid up. Y'all should see the kid mugshot. He looked fine to me. Now, if we are in an equal or equality world, if everything is equal, why ain't nothing happened to that kid? In fact, go on the University of Maryland website or their Facebook page. You see a lot of the students have been complaining for years now. And I went to the school, Maryland. Now, did I see any of that? No, I didn't. But then again, I was taken away from that at that university, just like most athletes were. A mistake of being that athlete, you don't see really what's going on. Okay. Now, what happened was they've been sending letters or petitions about how all this racism. They got nooses hanging up everywhere. It's at the University of Maryland, where if it wasn't for the black athletes, you wouldn't even have college championships, or the women college championships, or the football for that matter. But you know what they tell us as athletes? And I remember those days. Stay away from it. Don't get involved. That's how they did us. That's why we the way we are now. That's why we don't have no athletes standing up for nobody or standing up for each other. It's ridiculous. Okay, yeah, we had Mr. LeBron James wear the shirt, and then the brother for the Cleveland Browns wear the shirt. But the only one that really stood up was who? Colin Kaepernick. And then you got the Bennett brother that's won the championship. And they trying to crucify them guys. And see what the problem is, we as a people, we see this and we know this. And if these men are standing up losing millions of dollars, you won't even take your poop butt behind and help them out. Show them you got their back. You worried about your $30,000 job a year. I don't understand that. When you have the information, you know the information, you worried about that. I know a lot of millionaire athletes that went to the University of Maryland and everything. I don't know if they know about the story. But the kid just got killed right there on the campus. And like I said, when I went to school there, I was an athlete. We were always told to stay away from that type of stuff. That's how they groom you. Again, the scriptures are very clear in the King James Version Bible, Ezekiel 28, verse 3. It says that he is more wise than Daniel. Now, if you know anything about the Bible, Daniel's a very wise man. He's crafty. You stay away from that. Don't get involved with that. So let's get on this 22-year-old University of Maryland student. Again, his name is Sean Urbanski. Urbanski. He killed or allegedly killed Brother Richard Collins III. It's hot as heck in here. You have to turn the air on. He killed Brother Richard Collins. He follows the alt-right group who was ran by Mr. Richard Spencer. That's what this topic is about. Now, this is the craziest thing, right, about this whole situation. Again, he is a 22-year-old kid. He allegedly stabbed the guy at 3 a.m. and then ran off. He allegedly was drunk, but the media or the cops said, yes, it's very drinking. They didn't want to say he was drunk. They said, yeah, they know he was drinking. So they say he was drinking. They have video of this. Now, with all things, how many times have we seen them have video and we've seen the same video and people get off? I can't think of the lady's name down there. It was down south. If somebody knows, you can type it in. Just got away with killing some kid. He was walking backwards, or it might have been a man killing him. And the reason why I want to say this is crazy because they keep saying that Mr. Richard Collins didn't do anything, this and that. But they have facts and history about Sean Urbanski being a racist, a known racist. Now, let's see the difference between what racist is. I like to say that, oh, if you start to stick up for your people, you're racist. And then you'll hear the definition of racism. And it's no way possible just by definition alone. I know y'all heard this plenty of times before, but sometimes you have to hear it from other people in order for it to get through your skull. So-called blacks and Hispanics, by definition, cannot be racist. They cannot affect how a whole group of people will be living. I'll give you a perfect example. I have family that live in Detroit. We all know about Flint. They still ain't got their water right. Who runs the system in Detroit where they could cut the water off and say, you better pay for it. If you don't pay for it, you're still going to jail. It's only one group of people. Let's be honest. Who runs the world? So by saying that, which is a fact, saying that the so-called white man is the one that actually runs that system, me saying that as a fact, people get mad at me. Oh, you racist. Name one thing I said that was false. Name one thing I said that was false. So how was that racist? By reporting the news to you. That's the problem with our people. If you too scared to report it, too scared to say something about it, send me the information. I said. I keep telling y'all, I'm trying to get the kingdom. I don't know what you trying to do on Facebook. I don't know what you trying to do on YouTube, but we trying to get the kingdom. And we got to teach thus saith the Lord. So now we about to get in these scriptures. Speaking of saying thus saith the Lord, get your King James Version Bibles out. 11 King James Version Bible. The reason why we say the King James Version is because it's the only true word of God. I ain't talking about the New King James Version. I ain't talking about the NIV. I wish I had my NIV right here with me now, because I'll show y'all something. I ain't got it in here. Where that thing at? Because in the NIV, you don't have certain scriptures in it. They take it out. But the scriptures tell you in Revelations don't add or take away from the word. So I'm going to get you Colossians 3 in verse 17. The whole premise or the whole basis of everything that's being said here today is thus saith the Lord. This Colossians 3 and 17, it says, and whatsoever you do in word or in deed, do all in the name of Lord Jesus Christ. In the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God and to the Father by him. All praises to the Most High God that brothers, and I'm not the only one doing stuff like this, that brothers are not scared to tell the truth to the people. Because it might be someone like me that people feel like you got a lot to lose. And you saying something about it. It might be somebody like me that tells somebody else to wake up and like, look, I do need to tell the truth. I did hear about that brother at University of Maryland got killed. I never said anything about it. I do see racism on my job. I never said anything about it. I don't do anything about it. How do you sleep at night? How do you sleep at night when you saying you're a Christian? Because Christian means follower of Christ. So you out here saying I am a Christian. And you know what's being done is wrong. You know that these things, you can't, ain't no way possible. I'm serving the same God that somebody else is serving that's enslaving me every day. Let's think about our jobs. Let's put it in real situations. Let's think about our jobs. When your boss coming at you crazy, or you call, you like, look, I can't come into work today. I got to take care of my kids. Your boss like, hey, I'm sorry, I can't do nothing for you. How can y'all be saving the same God? He has no thought, no care for your life, but he or she, I don't want to be biased or sexist, whatever y'all want to call it. He or she don't have no care for you. Get more vacation days than you, but you the one working hard. Think about it. And then when people come to you, and I'm not into none of this. I know this off subject. And people come to you with these multi-level marketing things. You saying they're in pyramids, but you would never be president at your job. You know how I know? I have my own business. And you wouldn't be president at my business because I'm going to take care of my people. Like, stop playing. So who really in the pyramid? So this is why it's so important to start your own stuff, get your own stuff. This is how we do something to fight back. I can't stand when people giving all these or saying all this. Like, I'm giving this information, I'm saying this information, but won't give you a solution. Here's your first solution. Stop buying and selling on the Sabbath day. Now, what's going to happen? Matter of fact, no, I'm gonna do something that's easier because I know it's so hard. It's hard for our people to do things. I'm gonna give you the easiest one to stop doing. You already know that Christmas and Thanksgiving is pagan. What you might not know is this. The retail stores make 80% of their money for the whole year. I'm going to say this again. You already know that Christmas and Thanksgiving is pagan. I'm going to give you the solution on how to fight back, on how to stand up for your people. This is the easiest solution that I know many of us can do. If you can't stop on the Sabbath for some odd reason, everybody can't. Okay, these two holidays, Christmas and Thanksgiving, that's when the retail stores make 80% of their money. If you stop buying and selling on that day, guess what? If you making all your money on those days, guess what's going to happen to the other 20%? You can't sustain. So now when they can't sustain, now when the Walmarts or the Targets or the Kmarts, all these other places that we go to during Christmas and Thanksgiving, guess what? I can talk to Brother John now or Sister Sarah. She start her own business. I buy from her. You buy from her. You buy from Brother John. He buys from her. We buy from each other. Now we starting to grow and build up our own economical system. Guess what? Oh, they're gonna start listening in, won't they? If that's all you really care about, if your true goal in life is, and I'm tired of us being fake, if your true goals in life is just, I'm gonna fight against the white man. First of all, that's ignorant. And I'm gonna say it again, that's ignorant. You need to be worried about waking your people up. You ain't gonna be beating up on these white folk. I'm gonna tell you that straight. Because I didn't say it before, I'm gonna say it again. Not one of us know where to get a tank from. You living in the hood talking about something, you can fight the white man. I got the gun, man. I got the info. What they call that thing, man, the Draco. Where you get that from, you idiot? Where you get it from? You think that little Draco gonna shoot that? I'm watching people get tanks and helicopters. You can't beat that. So the best way for you to fight back, if you really want to fight back, is to follow these laws of God. One of the ways to do it, I'm giving you one solution, because our people feel like I can't just stop right now. And that's true. Our people can't just up and wake up and say, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to start my own business. Yeah, we understand that. People got to work. We get that. So this is how you fight back. This is how you save some money. Stop buying and selling on Christmas and Thanksgiving. Now you stop doing that. Put some of your money, okay, towards your brother or your sister to start their own business. Y'all buy stuff together for Christmas. Instead of spending money with them, you shouldn't be celebrating it. Let me say that first. Don't celebrate it, but I'm just going to tell you a solution onto how you can fight back. You tell your brother, look, this year, Brother John, all the shirts I'm buying from you. I'm only buying shirts from you the whole year. Brother John says to you, you know what? Every time I go out to get something to eat, I'm only buying from you. So now what's happening? Now you're circulating that money. You get about 10 of y'all doing that. Now y'all got a business going. Now, not only do you have a true business, you're building a friendship. That's what it's about. The scriptures are very clear. And have to build up our jobs and our businesses. So that's one way to fight back. Let me get back to the scriptures, man, y'all. I'm ranting again. It's hot. I don't know why it's so hot in here, man. Esau might have turned it up on me, huh? Let me get that, like I told y'all, Ezekiel 28 and verse 3. And the reason I'm bringing this out is, as if you look up the information, as the news would tell you, they said Mr. Richard Spencer's alt-right group, which was on Facebook, was a despicable page. They said that he had a lot of hatred for Latinos, women's, Jewish people, and it said especially African Americans. Now, as I told you before, this is why I'm about to read the scripture. Remember, I said Jewish people. This is what they said. This is the scriptures, Ezekiel 28 and 3. It says, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. When it's talking about thou art wiser than Daniel, it's talking about the so-called white man or Esau. To make you get lost again. Because if it just talked about the blacks and Hispanics, and then you hear us speak about just the blacks and Hispanics are the ones that's getting cursed, that's fitting us. But if I throw in Jewish, now what they're saying is, well, you know, the Jewish people always say hate. But what about when the Jewish people? Hold on, I'm sorry. Y'all know I got to see this phone keep falling down when I want to get it in. What about when the Jewish people did that? What about that? Huh? What about when they were selling blacks? Hold on. Get this thing together. Oh, y'all forgot about that? We didn't own none of the slave ships. What about when they had us in slave ships? Oh, people scared to say that. And again, I'm not telling you to fight these people, have hatred towards them. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is follow these laws. What I'm saying is turn back to God. What I'm saying is support each other. What I'm saying is buy your shirts from your brother John. Brother John, I ain't bought nothing but t-shirts from you. Brother John, you go on the websites, they got them all over, AliExpress, all this type of stuff. You buy bulks of it. You sell it only to your people. In turn, Sister Mary, what you need to do, go ahead and start doing the cooking. You like to cook anyway, start your cooking. You tell Brother John you only buy from me when you go out to eat. You ain't got to buy everything from me, but when you go out to eat, you buy from me instead of going to the McDonald's, the Red Lobsters, the Burger Kings, the White Castles, the Crystals. Instead of doing that, you come to me. That's what it's about. That's how you fight back. It's no secret. You see that's happening in all the communities. Every other community does that, except us. We got so much hatred for each other. Again, I gave this example before. A brother get a barbershop. Instead of you saying, I want to be the one to make the clippers, you know what you say? I'm going to do a barbershop too. I'm going to make it on the same corner. I ain't gonna let this nigga get all that money. I've been winning there. Yeah, I used to cut my hair, man, but shit, he doing it now. Shit. And I ain't cussing, I'm saying shh. That's how you do it. And now you're supporting each other. And if Brother John is making more money than Sister Mary, he tells Sister Mary, hey, Sister Mary, try to do this too. So we can be on the same levels. Now we got multiple streams of income, Sister Mary. Now we really helping each other. Instead of getting the Uber, tell one of your brothers and sisters, look, man, get your license, get the Uber license, whatever you want to do. If you want to start your own company, if you don't, get the Uber license, and we only gonna call you if we need rides, especially if you live out in places like New York City, where you ain't got to drive. That's what you're supposed to do. So let me get back to the scriptures. Let me get this one from Mr. Charles Barkley, because again, this is about Mr. Charles Barkley, and he found out real quick. Mr. Richard Spencer basically told him, "You a nigga." It's just that simple. Again, go on YouTube, type in Charles Barkley meets Richard Spencer. Everything I told y'all, y'all gonna laugh. It was fun. When I was watching, I was laughing like, dang. Now this is the same Barkley I remember fighting Bill Laimbeer. This is the same Barkley that was getting it in. Now, I'm not saying Barkley should have put hands on the man. Mr. Barkley should now, in return, after he's seen how this man thinking and how he got all these followers, what Mr. Barkley should do now is say, you know what? I'm going to fight back with helping my people for real. I'm going to really help my people. I'm not doing this no more, this foolishness, man. But this is what Mr. Charles Barkley and a lot of our so-called blacks and Hispanics do. What we're about to read out the scripture right now, is what a lot of our people do, and we still haven't woken up to it. This is Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 17. It says, as for us, I'm talking to you blacks on Facebook, you Hispanics on Facebook. I'm talking to you blacks on YouTube and you Hispanics on YouTube. This is talking to us. As for us, our eyes as of yet failed for our vain help. And our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. For example, we all think that if I just profess Jesus Christ as the Son of God, I'm saved, I'm sanctified with the full Holy Ghost, I'm running around, I'm tap dancing, I'm shucking and jiving, I got a good job, my family eating good, ain't nobody threatening my life, I'm good. Okay. But what about the Richard Spencers? He's the only one that's out. I'm going to say that again. What about him and his following? It's plenty of them. Again, where are the KKK uniforms at? I guarantee you, I like to go to the thrift stores. I ain't never seen one in there. Have you? So then you got to ask yourself, well, if they're not in the thrift stores, I know they didn't burn them up. Mr. Charlie got it. Your boss at your job, your principals, your teachers, your political officials, your board office, the CEOs. Let's be real. But we not real with none of that. And every time you get a brother that stand up for his people, you always got those that want to take him or her down. But see, what y'all don't understand is the scripture said that his apostles were set up last. The true apostles. That's what you seeing what's happening now. I know you saying to yourself, how in the world can we be seeing these brothers on the street? How in the world can we see these brothers on the YouTube? Wherever you see brothers that tell the truth, talking like Malcolm X and all them, and they still working. How's that happen? Because God said he gonna stand up for us. Read Deuteronomy 20. That's all you got to do. Read Deuteronomy 20, verse 4. God said he gonna stand up for us. We don't have the fear. You teach thus saith the Lord gonna protect you. But see, you looking for a nation to save you. You looking for Mr. Charlie and them to save you. Now, this brother just got killed May 20th. You don't hear too much about it on the news. You don't hear none of that. I know a lot of players that go to University of Maryland. I'm going to say that again. If you're on there, you know you're on here. You know who you are. I ain't going to call you out. But you know who you are. I don't need to call you out. I'm not out here to tear my people now. But I will say this to you brothers that go to University of Maryland. Especially you brothers that got a lot of influence. Help your brothers out, man. Y'all need to do something about this. Y'all need to talk about this. Y'all need to get with the youth about this. Do whatever y'all can do, because a lot of y'all got way more impact than I do. And I'm talking about you athletes. Y'all know who you are. This is the same campus that we was at. The same place that we was walking down. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the cornerstones, all that. The loopholes, everything. This is the same place that we was at. The brother just got killed by this white dude. I want to see which one of y'all gonna say something about stand up and try to help his family out. I can't help his family out financially, but I can help him out by saying something to you. When y'all gonna stand up for y'all people? Continue to do this. Let me read it again. Lamentations 4:17. As for us, our eyes as of yet fell for our vain help. And our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. That's what we're doing. Now let's see what that nation is. Everybody that's on here are educated people. And when I say educated people, I know you all been to grade school before. You don't have to go to college and know certain things. You all been to grade school. If you haven't been to grade school, you all had some kind of form of money, a dollar, a coin. Everybody knows what was said when they so-called, or I don't know if they really landed on the moon, but when they landed on the moon, everybody know what was said. The eagle has landed. Watch this. We know that the eagle is a representative of America. Again, this is not no hate campaign. This is not coming up against nobody. This is teaching thus saith the Lord, and that's what's going to be taught. Whether your ear will hear or forbid, it's going to be heard. Let's see who that nation is. In verse 18, they hunt our steps. That sounds like what Sean allegedly did. Sean Orbisky, it sounds like what he allegedly did to Brother Richard Collins III. It sounds like he allegedly hunted his steps because he went to go pick a fight allegedly with that brother. He allegedly told that brother, if you knew what was good for you, step to the left. The brother didn't say nothing to him at first. Then he allegedly looked at Sean Orbisky with a look of daze or confusion. Like, no. He allegedly stuck him a couple times on the chest and ran. I looked the information up. Why the news ain't reporting this? They hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our own streets. Why we say our own streets? Because the world was built for you, brother. The world was built for you, sister. And you fighting over a street corner. Our end is near. You better believe it. Because now you're saying the real prophets are coming back. If you don't believe anything nobody's saying, You better start getting scared and saying, how are these? This thing is growing so rapidly and so fast. People are finally hearing that truth again, and this is the part that's the craziest to me. People are hearing the truth from people that they knew in the world that was wicked as heck, like myself. I was wicked, playing the sports, messing with women, doing all kind of foolish, wicked stuff. Now I'm trying to teach thus saith the Lord. And that goes for all our brothers and sisters. You might know a sister that used to be a harlot or a whore, because the Bible says that. So if that offends you, I apologize. But I have to give it so you have an understanding of what I'm saying. And now she's a real church woman. She got her head covered. She got her dress on. She don't play them little games. She's not showing her chest. She's not revealing. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled. End is come. Here it comes. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles. Again, the eagles is the symbol of America. Who runs America today? The so-called white man. Whether you think it's a hate campaign, and I told you plenty of times it's not. If you just join it right now, you can rewind and hear what this was actually about. But again, this is not a hate campaign. This is a truth campaign. Our prosecutors are swifter than the eagle of the heaven. They pursue us upon the mountains. They lay wait for us in the wilderness. That's what you see what's happening today. I'm gonna get you two more scriptures. I'm gonna allow some questions and I'm gonna get out of here. It's been hot. Make sure y'all send me emails on my Facebook page, on my personal email. If you have my number, text me on things you want to be said. Like I say, everybody's not built to speak on things, and that's fine. It ain't for everybody to speak on everything. I myself, I really want to do this and try to speak to our people. If y'all have articles, anything you find out about, send it to me, man. We're gonna definitely get this truth out. Proverbs 11 and 21. Because this is what's going to start happening. What's going to start happening is you're going to start seeing a shift. And as this truth keeps going forward, further and further, you're going to start seeing a shift where, well, it can't be Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie, my homeboy, he a good dude. Let's see what God said. Proverbs 11:21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. Who's the seed of the righteous? The ones that's being punished. What nation of people being punished today? We just seen Mr. Richard Collins get punished. We seeing how they trying to crucify Mr. Colin Kaepernick. We seeing how they about to start trying to crucify Mr. Kendrick Lamar. You see what they did to Brother Nick Cannon. The righteous are the ones that's being punished. That's you blacks and you Hispanics. That's you brothers over there in Haiti. You sisters in Haiti. And Dominican Republic. The ones in all of South America. The ones down south that still go through slavery to this day. I told y'all before, there's a story called The Cotton Picking Truth. Look it up. They still had people enslaved up until 2002, but nobody's speaking about it. Nobody doing nothing about it. If you don't want to do it, stop talking. If you don't want to do it, stop playing. Walking around the hood, this is my nigga. He a good nigga. It starts with us. We're going to report the news to you. We're going to give you thus saith the Lord. The true prophets are back, man. You got to get that. Let me get this last scripture. Matthew chapter 24, verse 4. And this is why I tell you, you better read your Bibles. This is why I'm telling you. You better get a King James Version Bible, and you better get serious. You people out there on Facebook, you people out on YouTube, you're going to walk around here, you're going to play until it's too late. Don't tell me And I'm saying this because people need to hear this. Don't tell me you love me when I die. Tell me you love me now. I'm telling you I love you right now by showing you. Our people wait till people die to tell them they love them and say he only was trying to help or she only was trying to help. You got people dying every day and you worry about a basketball game. You got people risking their neck to help you and to try to get this news out to you, and you worry about a football game. You worry about when you're going to get that next bonus. And yes, you got to make money. Don't get me wrong on that. You got to make money to live. We get that. We speak on that. The Bible speaks on it. But what I'm saying is what my father used to tell me a long time ago. Boy, you better get your priorities straight. He used to tell me this when I was a kid. Straight. When I'm telling you what my father told me, y'all better get your priorities straight and get in these scriptures. And not only read it and only hear it, but do it. The Bible tells you, don't smoke, don't smoke. It tells you not to buy on the Sabbath, don't buy and sell on the Sabbath. Because I always say this when we out teaching on camp. Everybody loves Jesus Christ right now. You hated him. It's all throughout the Bible. Jesus Christ said in John 15, they hate me. So don't tell me, listen to what you saying, that everybody loved Christ. Because Christ said they hated me. I'm going to listen to him. And understand this word is not our words. This is why the scripture is so important. Matthew 24, verse 4. And Jesus answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. If the man or woman, or the man, let me say that, is not coming out this Bible, he deceiving you. If he's speaking his own words, he deceiving you. If he ain't speaking thus saith the Lord, he is deceiving you. He lying to you. He is the devil the Bible speaks of. I don't care if he black. I don't care if he white. If he ain't coming out this Bible, he the devil the Bible speaks of. Hey. These Creflo Dollars, I'm going to call them names out, though, because they had me following them. These Creflo Dollars, got darn Tony Smith. These people have deceived us. Example, something that happened with me, and then I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna tell you why it's so important to read it for yourself and get full understanding for yourself. My father told me one day, I don't even know if he on, he might be on. It hurt me to the core. This was recently. He said, my aunt just passed away not too long ago, and I went to the funeral. When my father's father passed away, I met my grandfather, but he went to jail when I was in 1982. That's when I was born, right? This is why it's so important to read your own stuff and to learn from people that's really learned. I'm about to get y'all some real, y'all know I ain't fake. Everybody that know me, y'all know I ain't fake. I'm gonna tell you straight. My father said to me the other day, and this is a little while ago though, but he said it to me. And it always bothered me, but I never really thought about it until he said it. He said, son, you hurt me. He said, when my father died, you didn't come to the funeral. Now, I didn't go to that funeral because I was being deceived by Tony Smith. It was a pastor that used to teach. And he was teaching some foolishness. And I didn't read it for myself. I just was following man and not the scripture. Now, that was, 6-7 years ago, something like that, I think it was. I was being deceived and following man and not following these scriptures. When you follow the scriptures, when they talked about the dead bodies and not going into the church, it was talking about when we had the temple. We don't have the temple. No matter what, I still got to look my father in the eye every day and say, I'm sorry about that. Now, a situation like that for me to deal with was rough. Why? Because what I know now, my father might be like, you probably following man again. Everybody can't do that. 1 Corinthians 10:13 to tell you that clearly. Everybody not built for this. But I will always share who I am to y'all, to help you, to tell you, read it for yourself. Read the scriptures, get the knowledge, get the information, learn the truth. Now, luckily, my father not no real hatred type guy and just don't want to deal with nothing with me. He forgave me, but I know he'll never forget it. That's something I got to live with, something I got to answer for. But this is why I'm trying to tell y'all, get your act together. Get the information, get the knowledge. This phone keep trying to come down on me, y'all. But I'm going to give you the information and the knowledge. I'm going to make sure we do. And y'all send me the information, man. With all that, y'all know I'm going to play one song to get out of here. If y'all got any questions, you can ask it on Facebook and on YouTube. I'm going to play one more song. Y'all know how I am. Got to play my music. Got to have a good time. Hey, brother, Shapari, talking about some. Hey, man, you know I love you and everything, but I had made this chili yesterday, and yeah, that chili is good today, man. If you come to Camp 101 tonight, I'm gonna bring some. But yeah, the chili hitting, man. I'm gonna play one song, as always. Y'all know I got to give love to Israel Life. That legacy joint. Y'all know the movie about to come out, man. Y'all got to come out and support this movie. Tell you what, it's about to be crazy. Yo, it's so hot in here right now, y'all. Burning up. But as always, go ahead and let the music play. Well, as the young kids say, let the beat drop. Hey, man, I love y'all, man. We're going to keep this going. Hey, we'll be back soon. I'm going to have some more current events for you. Always going to bring out the scriptures. So if you're coming on here and have your Bible ready, we always have the scriptures ready for you. We're going to have all these books. We're going to show you the information. We're going to bring out current events of the day. We're going to talk about everything, man. We're going to talk about personal stuff. You got personal issues, whatever it is. We're going to talk about building business, how we can build with each other. That's how we got to do, man. And then let's do it. Let's execute it. We are Israelites. We are Israel, y'all. Don't be scared to say that, man. Don't be scared to say you're real chosen people. You already go through the curses like the real chosen people. You already go through hell like the real chosen people. Why not live like them? You're already going to go through it anyway. And if you don't like it, so what? Slow. No time, Christ bless. Y'all take care, man.
Raising up a nation of priests, keeping commands. We are the Israelites, the most high children. Raising up for that glory, that honor and redemption. I'm standing up for my people, they can keep the laws and got plenty of faith. Living the righteous life and won't change. Endure to the end and won't shake. We tempted in the world and don't break. Repent and get the laws for God's sake. Not grievous, we make haste like 144 is the end game. But insane is really how they see us, cause Israel got that soul, that's why these nations try to be us. And you can swagger Jack, but you can't be my pedigree. And you can take my life, but you can't take my legacy. So you gon' get this fire, cause you took my identity. Now Israel coming alive because we waking out of body sleep. Now we standing tall, ain't nobody can defeat us. Long as we keep these laws in the faith in Christ Jesus. We About history, DNA about nationality. From the very creation that made us gods of this earth. It can build up, but nation don't break it down to a grain of dirt. See our legacy make us legendary. Make the nations wannabes, but at the same time be enemies. This force they lead us to Confederacy. Our legacy was stripped like the armor of a soldier. Captured by a bunch of haters, man, they wasn't chosen. They can take the
I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. I'm gonna let the song play though, but I'm gonna show y'all something.
For lack of wisdom, our legacy can override this man to It got the nations trembling, being lit, burning like a fire. Consume all the sin and wicked men that be loving the lies. Straight up disrespect, to respect now places poverty. We are the children of God, chosen seed. We are royalty.
All right, y'all. Shalom. Bada bing, bada boom. Love y'all. Take care. I know it's blurry. Sorry about that, man. YouTube, Shalom, Most High, Christ bless. Make sure y'all like my channel, Ruben Ben Israel. Like it, subscribe, and send it to your people. Shalom, Most High, Christ bless. Boom.